Farm Basics is brought to you by the Liberty Link trait and Liberty herbicide from Bayer. The most reliable weed management solution, Liberty Link and Liberty herbicide are the link to efficient row crop production and sustainable weed management.
Quite often on Ag PhD, we talk about how to raise better crops, but today we wanted to focus just a little bit on how farmers are going to store those crops. So if you're a non-farmer, you can kind of understand what we're talking about here is putting that crop into the bin and being able to hold it in the bin for 6 or 9 months. And if you are a farmer, we want to talk through exactly what you need to do specifically going into this fall.
Well, in the summer, there's a lot of really hot days and you aren't really thinking about the fall, but on a day like today where it's a little bit cooler, I even put on a long sleeve shirt today, I'm already thinking about fall. Wow, fall's just around the corner. When you start getting mornings in our area in the 40s or low 50s, it starts to feel a little bit like harvest. Now, when we're thinking about getting those grain bins ready, the first step seems pretty obvious, but really for some people, they say, oh, I don't know if I have to do that. You have to get all the grain out. You can't have any of last year's grain in the bin or you're just asking for trouble. You're going to have a big time difference in moisture, in temperature. There could be some insects in that older grain, all those things. It's just a good idea to start fresh. So get the old grain cleaned out. That would be step number 1.
And it's not just to get that old grain out of the bin. We want to get every bit of the old grain out of the bin, so everything has to get swept down very good.
And it would be nice to have it out of there for a period of time too. If you just clean it out the day before, there could be some bugs still floating around in the bin, crawling up the side of the bin, whatever, and then you just put new grain right in and you're right back to the same old problems. So what we'd like you to do, get that grain out. Then we'd like you to, once that bin is perfectly clean, spray the bin down with an insecticide. Now there are a number of different insecticides from malathion to tempo that could be used in the bin depending on how soon you're going to be putting grain in there. We like to use the ones that are pretty safe for humans. There are definitely some more harmful products out there, more dangerous products out there, but there are some good safe ones that you can use without taking a lot of risk yourself.
Like the malathion or tempo. Okay, so you skipped a step though, Darren. What we want to do before you spray that insecticide, we got to make sure everything else with the bin is great. So you want to stand inside your bin and just look around a little bit. If you're seeing light somewhere, get it fixed, get it sealed up. This is your opportunity. Run the auger a little bit. See if you've got repairs that need to be done. Check the ladders. Get every last thing done with that bin so it's all in good shape. On our farm, we're typically sealing up the outside, right where the bin connects to the cement. All these things we want to have done. The very last step before harvest is putting that insecticide in.
Well, and the other step with the insecticide is also spraying outside the bin. We'd like to spray a buffer. Maybe it's 10 feet around the outside of the bin, just to make sure if there are any insects out there that could get in and start attacking your grain, we've got them under control and wiped out. The other thing that goes along with that is just mowing things down. If you've got tall grass or weeds outside your bin, it's a good idea to mow them down short, then do your spraying around there. That way you control things. And also if there are no bugs around and there's no tall vegetation around, your chances of keeping rodents away are much better too.
So there are a lot of things when it comes to this grain bin preparation, but the main thing is just making sure you take a little bit of time while you have time, because every year it seems like we get in a rush on the farm, we got this to do and that to do, and bam, all of a sudden harvest hits. If you don't have those grain bins cleaned out by that point, chances are it's going to get thrown in the back burner, you're not going to get everything done that you should, and then you're going to have problems with that grain over the next few months, whether that's mold, diseases, insects, or something else. We just don't want you to have any issues.
No, we don't want any issues in your field either, especially with weeds like our Weed of the Week. Can you identify this week's weed?